Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this episode I'll be teaching you how to make this extra tall cake decorated with gold leaf and macarons. I'm using a chocolate cake base. I've got some buttercream on my cake board just to help my cake to stick. Then I'm adding some frosting on top, still the same buttercream frosting, and I have the recipe for that for you in the description box below. Flattening it out with my spatula and adding my second cake on top, making sure to center it with my fingers, and then adding the last chocolate cake on top. Then use a spatula to press that excess frosting up against the cake, and that'll create our crumb coat. So it's just a frosting that contains all the crumbs to the cake, and that way you don't get any crumbs in your final coat. Using a bench scraper to clean that up and level off the top. And then I'll be putting that into the freezer for a good 20 minutes. And the reason why I'm doing that is that when I add the final layer of frosting here, the layers don't shift. The buttercream is set for you. I'm adding a very generous amount on this final coat because we're going to be taking off a fair bit of it. So on the top and also on the sides. Making sure to press it right up against the cake firmly, that way you don't get any air pockets. Otherwise I can damage your cake later on. And make sure to cover the whole thing generously, and then using a bench scraper, start scraping away the sides. And then you'll take off the excess in your bench scraper and continue around that until it's nice and smooth, just repeating this process. Take a spatula and bring that excess frosting lip up against you, towards you. So just leveling it off like that. And then pop that back into the freezer. Reason being is that now we're going to add some gold leaf and we're going to be pressing onto the cake, and we don't want to misshape it. So putting it into the freezer helps it to set. And I've added it in like a diagonal sort of line going up the cake. Then I'm adding my chocolate ganache, which I've coloured in turquoise. And I seem to have an obsession with this turquoise colour right now. And using a spatula to just shift it to the edge of the cake, right over the edge. And then to create those strips, I'm using the extra ganache in a piping bag and just piping it over the side. I added another row in between those rows at the end. I don't think I showed it. There's a lot more of it. Then I'm using a 1M tip with my vanilla buttercream and just piping about 2 centimeters or so away from each other. And the 1M tip looks awesome with these stars. And then I'm popping on my macarons. They're in terracotta color. And I'll have the video recipe for the buttercream and also how to make macaroons for you, macarons, and that will be in the description box below. And that's a very easy way to decorate an extra tall cake using just some basic macaroons, some gold leaf, and some dripping chocolate ganache. You can definitely play around with the colours. I think macaroons look absolutely adorable on cakes, especially like sort of topping them off like this. The 1M tip is really nice when creating those little dollops. There's really infinite possibilities when it comes to colour combination and using this sort of design. It's really, really fun. I might add sprinkles, for example. That could be another thing you could do. But yeah. Thanks guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this pretty quick tutorial, and I will catch you next time.